Councilman Anthony.
Yes. Thank you so much. First of all, I'd also like to express my condolences to my fellow councilmen. We miss the sergeant already. I missed the fact that he didn't pass out our packets, that we had Mary Lee do it in his stead tonight. It was very, very sad. So I am so sorry. I'd also like to thank the commissioner, the colonel. I'd like to thank President Amande and Executive Director Huntley for your comments tonight, which I think have been very, very helpful. So I truly also appreciate all the comments of my colleagues. I think we've all spoken from our hearts tonight. We're all here for one purpose, and that is to protect our citizens. So, and I would like to give one shout out to Lieutenant Default also, who has been an excellent liaison to the East Side. He has done a tremendous job and made himself available constantly. So I'm so appreciative. So I think we all know that safety is an issue in all our neighborhoods. Some of our residents do not feel safe in the presence of police. Other residents are demanding a greater police presence on their street. So the question we're trying to address tonight is, how do we do public safety? And so I think we've had a lot of really, really good comments tonight. How do we work together to make our communities more peaceful and more equitable for everyone? So I really believe that we have the right people tonight here speaking. Colonel, I believe in your leadership. I appreciate what you've accomplished. What I've heard tonight is that what I was most concerned about is making sure that we were being responsive to our citizens in terms of police reform. I understand and appreciate the need for more officers. I have supported the police contract. I supported the current academy. I look forward to the graduation date on November 6th. My concern was the allocation of money for the recruiting the next academy without having discussed positive reform. And what I learned tonight from you is that you're already doing positive reform. You're starting it. I've heard tonight that we have a more diverse academy. We have you would like more police training, which I think is so important. You welcome more opportunities to divert police from non-criminal matters. I mean, these are all things that we have been talking about in terms of police reform. So I know that we have the right person in charge. I think we are going to work on these and be a better city for it. So I really, really appreciate all your efforts. And Commissioner, I appreciate yours too. I have a very, very quick question, a couple of follow-up questions, just so my constituents can better understand. Of the 404 police officers, I'm wondering how many are deployed at one time in the city, if you can answer that question.
It's a complicated answer. We have a minimum manning provision within the CBA, but that is for patrol officers only. So during the daytime, the number is smaller than at nighttime, but the highest, minimum manning number in the city is 27. So we have 32 car posts in this city. So like in your ward, District 8 and District 9, there are 3 and 3. So there are 6 car posts up on the east side. There are 32 car posts in the city. The only requirement of the city is to fill 27 patrol officers on a shift. Now that's a little bit complicated. So when you ask the question, how many police officers are on at any given time? There are several times that we go out way under the 32 car posts that we have in the city. So, however, what we do have, like on a Friday night, we'd have more than the 27. We might have 27 or 30, but as well, we'd have detectives, narcotics. We'd have some traffic services out there. Much lower numbers than we used to have. So at any given time, you could have 50 or 60 Providence police officers out there. But in patrol, answering calls, we're as low as 20 and 27 during the witching hour, which is critical and dangerous. So the minimum manning number is 27 when you have 32 car posts, and that's a problem.
And I guess my follow-up question on that is until the academy graduates on November 6th, is there any opportunity for the deployment of maybe more officers in some way?
Yeah, so we've done that. We strategize every other day. I mean, we're a data-driven organization, and where we have to pull narcotics or detectives to perform other functions than their normal assignment, we've done that. And, you know, we have 404 officers, minus the 36 that are out, military leave and IOD and other. But we're pulling those resources together. As you can see with the numbers up top, we've been here before in these critically low numbers. But I do want to qualify that although there have been times in this city when we've had higher complements of numbers and crime could be lower or the same in some of those years, we have not provided the same community policing services. And I think for us to be an effective and true community-oriented policing department, we should have foot posts in every neighborhood, and we should be a problem-oriented policing department in that we should be going to community meetings and addressing your particular needs.
So I'm sorry, just one follow-up question. So that you have 32 car posts. So you're saying we have no foot posts out in the streets
We
right
have
now?
foot posts downtown, but as the councilwoman said, Councilwoman LaFortune, we put out foot posts on rare occasion, but it's not effective in that you should have the same 2 foot posts in your ward, in your neighborhood, on the 4 tours of duty that they're working. So tonight, if it's Clements and Verdi, and tomorrow night, if it's Amande and Parry, and the next night it's Iannucci and Greeley, then there's really no connection to the community. We put them out in overtime fashion. The way it should work is it's Clements and Verdi for the 4 nights that they're working. The whole community knows they're going on what their days off are. It became so effective that even the criminals knew what our days off were. And we would utilize overtime to throw them off, to show that, all right, they know we're off Thursday and Friday this week, but we'll have directed patrols. Everyone knew when they were working, everyone knew their first name, everyone knew how many children they had, who their children were. That's effective. And that addresses the real comprehensive needs in the community. And lastly, I'll say, look, all of these challenges, we're all spot on. And every time we spoke about our successes at press conferences, including our accreditation and all of we always ask our partners to stand with us, to be part of the celebrations. But this is a shared responsibility with the challenges that we have now, and the challenges Councilman Espinal spoke about. It's a shared responsibility. We will never be able to arrest our way out of any single issue, and we know that. And that's not our intent. It's a shared responsibility.
May I ask one more question?
One more
It's
question,
just on the
Councilman Anthony.
motorcycles.
One more question, Councilman Anthony. then,
Yeah, I'm just not
Deputy
going to
Majority
talk
Leader
about
Harris.
ATVs. I just wanted, because you've answered those questions, and I appreciate that there's a strategy that you can't share, but that there's a strategy on ATVs. But I would like to know on motorcycles, the noise modifications that are being made on motorcycles. Why is it that our car post or our police officers can't pull these motorcycles over and ticket them?
Those, we can,
Okay.
and we have, but to really target the volume, like in certain areas, years ago it was Thayer Street, and we had an initiative that truly targeted straight pipes and motorcycles maliciously revving their engines. I know occasionally it's become a problem on Atwells Avenue. I just last week spoke to our detail officers on Atwells Avenue. They said they really haven't encountered it in a big fashion, but I've heard from residents up there that they have seen it. So I think what's helpful in everything that we do, again, we're not going to arrest our way out of it. We're not going to summons our way out of it. We need signage. We need education at the top of the street, the bottom of the street, to cite the law. Those with straight pipes and maliciously revving their motorcycles in a short message. And knowing that when we go up and we measure their pipes after we've seen and we've heard the loud mufflers, that they're going to be cited. So it's like we did with the speed bumps in India Point. That became effective as we addressed the drag racing. That was a successful operation. And we can do similar with the straight pipes and the motorcycles. Look, we're never going to stop every single one of them, but in the real hot pocket areas like Thayer Street, Atwells Avenue, in other areas, we can address it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just to expand upon what the
Thank you,
Colonel's
Councilman
saying.
Anthony.
I'm sorry, okay?
I'm gonna go Deputy Major Harris if I could. I understand everybody's been very patient, but it is getting hot in the hour and we have another meeting upon this rise.